/N when Russian military invaded Ukraine using heavy weaponry, pro-Ukraine hacktivists quickly turned to the internet to fight back. To their surprise, they met with a centuries-old April Fool's joke, a 418 error in which a server declared it cannot complete your request because it is a teapot. This meant their efforts had been foreseen and blocked, and a few days later, the teapot error had vanished, and the website www.ru and those of prominent Russian banks were blocked to most users outside Russia. It seems the Russians had expected retaliation for its invasion of Ukraine, and had already preempted the cyber attacks with a process called geofencing. A day after the invasion began, Reuters reported that a prominent Ukrainian entrepreneur was assembling a group of volunteers, one for offense and one for defense, with the goal of protecting critical infrastructure such as power plants and water treatment facilities from further Russian attacks. This collective, called IT Army of Ukraine, was made up of various hacker collectives and pro-Ukraine Telegram groups, and supposedly managed to take some Russian websites and servers offline. However, security experts are unsure of the efficacy of crowdsourced attacks, especially when concerning more vital tasks like cybersecurity. Jake Williams, a cybersecurity expert, explained, "A lot of people are fantasizing that these hacktivists can just go do the same type of attack that the Russian threat actors did in 2015 and 2016 and go shut off power to these areas. But that was a state operation that required just millions and millions of dollars in research and months of time that this ragtag group of civilians doesn't have. As a result, most of the exploits against Russia have been restricted to distributed denial of service, DDoS, attacks, and website defacement." Still, hacking is not the only way in which Ukrainians and their allies can fight against the Russian aggression. Dmytro Zolotukhin, Ukraine's former Deputy Minister for Information Policy, is not involved in coordinating hackers, but is instead working with volunteers on the task of fighting disinformation and gathering evidence of war crimes for future prosecutions. He calls for people to contribute images and videos using open-source initiatives in order to put pressure on Western governments and have the aggressors of the war held accountable. It has been difficult to assess the success of the IT Army of Ukraine, yet it is still a heartfelt effort, galvanizing both locals and internationals into one cause, putting an end to this war. For now, this fight continues both on and off